not interrupting, am I?
No, come on in. I was just having a workout.
Good. That's good.
It's a pleasant surprise.
I wanted to see how you were doing.
Not a great day.
No, it really wasn't, was it?
Grant really nailed me this time, didn't he?
Gosh, it was really ugly.
I should have known it was coming. I mean, he's trying to put me away as it is.
Reg, you'll have your chance next week. Is Jonathan just about ready?
He's ready if Hunter's ready.
And how is that going?
Two of them are having a meeting right now.
About the gunshot residue?
Yeah. How that stuff got on my hands, I have no idea.
What is it? We were supposed to meet in my office.
I thought that it might be more appropriate here. I'm constantly drawn back to the items on this table.
We've been poring over this evidence for a week now. What about the gunshot residue?
I'm working on it.
Working on it? Man, we need answers.
We'll have them.
When?
Hopefully before you call your first witness.
Mr. Jones, I do not defend my clients on the basis of hopes. That barium and antimony on Ridge's hands did not come from gunshot residue. Where did it come from?
I came as soon as I could. What's going on?
Sheila fell. I had to call an ambulance. She's in the hospital.
My God.
Something might be wrong with the baby. She was bleeding when they took her away.
What happened?
I found out from James that the two of them had had dinner at the Cafe Russe the same night that Curtis and I were there.
You had dinner with the plumber?
It was perfectly innocent, believe me. But Sheila being there with James definitely was not. Anyway, I came home and I confronted her. I told her to leave and I meant it. I wanted her out of this house once and for all. But she wouldn't go.
And then what happened?
When she refused to go, I tried to pull her out the door. We struggled, and then she pulled herself away from me, and that's when she fell. I didn't want to get physical with her, Lauren. But I asked her 3 times to leave, and she just ignored me.
Does James know about this?
Yeah.
So where is he?
He's at the hospital with her.
Try not to move.
How long have I been sleeping?
Oh, just for a couple of minutes. The doctor's been in. He checked on you.
Am I,
Yes, you're still bleeding, but just a little bit. But they're going to monitor the situation very closely.
Why am I bleeding?
It could be a tear in the cervix from when you fell.
Then that's not too serious.
It could also be the placenta.
Oh, no.
But we're not going to think about
Well,
that.
I have to think about that because if that's the case, I might...
I know. It means you could possibly go into labor.
28 weeks. Do you know how difficult it is for a baby born that early to survive? You can be honest with me. I need an answer. If I go into labor, what's the chance of our baby surviving?
As It all depends on the weight of the baby at birth.
How much do they think it'll weigh?
It could weigh between 1 pound and 2.5 pounds.
Oh, God, that is so tiny.
Yeah. Sheila, you haven't gone into labor. The baby's heartbeat is strong. You haven't had contractions. Now, what you have to do is get as much rest as possible. If you stay in bed for a couple of weeks, possibly longer.
What if I go into labor today or tomorrow? What's the prognosis?
If the baby weighs 2 pounds or more, there's an 80% chance of survival. Now, if the baby weighs less, then the mortality rate increases, but there's still a good chance of survival.
Yeah, well, I don't want to take chances with our baby.
I don't want to either. That's why you gotta hang in there. You get as much rest as possible and the baby will develop. You'll go stronger every day, and the chance of survival will increase.
Yeah, you're right. I just can't let our baby come into the world, not yet. Oh, why did any of this have to happen? Everything was going so well.
Why did this happen, Sheila?
Reg, I know things don't look good. But that's to be expected. And Jonathan hasn't even started to give your side of the case yet.
Yeah, but what if that's not good enough?
All he has to do is plant reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury. I know you didn't do this. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying it because I know the kind of person you are. And when Jonathan says that in his defense, they're going to believe it. They're going to believe in you, Reg. You can't let go of that.
I can't tell you how much your support means to me.
Did you ever question it, really?
I guess I'm questioning everything these days. But then I see you in that gallery, sitting there day after day. Keeps me strong, Doc, it really does.
At least you have some use for me.
Not just use. Need.
Reg, everything's going to get better, I promise you. Just please don't doubt it.
It's already getting better. I'm glad you came by. I know how busy you are.
Nothing has a higher priority for me than helping you through this, Reg.
Oh, Doc.
You do realize how important it is that we counter the gunshot residue evidence.
Yes, I realize that.
I mean, if Grant Chambers shot himself using a piece of cord and a gun lodged on his desk, how did Ridge end up with GSR in his hands?
Let's back up a little bit, Counselor. It's not the single most important part of this case.
Of course it is. What else could possibly be more important?
The very premise of our defense.
The premise?
The fact that Grant shot himself and tried to pin it on Ridge.
But that's how it happened. You proved it yourself weeks ago. Now, you're not telling me that you're still questioning that.
I'm just not sure anymore whether Chambers, in fact, did shoot himself.
Not this again.
Jonathan, there are things on this table that just don't quite match up.
Look, I'm going into court tomorrow to defend a man, and you're telling me the basis of my defense is wrong? Is that what you're saying? Because it sure as hell better not be.
Skirt the issue. I just need some more time to figure this out.
Skirt the issue? Are you out of your mind? I intend to do just the opposite. Let me tell you something. You're the one who makes this case, so I'm putting you on the stand right away.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am. I definitely am, Mr. Jones. Because you define this case for us, you're going to define the issue for that jury.
You cannot put me up there.
I have to. You're my expert. I need you to testify.
No, you don't. You need to go to the judge and get another week.
It doesn't work that way. We're in the middle of a trial. You can't just call time out. We have to dive in, and you're coming in with us.
Read my lips, counselor. I will not testify. I'm never going to stand the cross-examination. I will not commit perjury.
Nobody's asking you to commit perjury.
I'm going to hurt Ridge more than I'm going to help him. They're going to ask me to defend the credibility of the theory. And I'm going to be sworn to tell the truth. And the truth is, I'm beginning to wonder if Chambers, in fact, really shot himself.
So James is over at the hospital with Sheila?
Yeah, and he's furious with me. Never seen him so angry.
What's happening with the baby?
I don't know. I called over there, but they wouldn't tell me anything, only that Sheila's gonna be in there for a while.
If anything happens to that baby.
James will never forgive me.
Well, he has to be made to see the truth.
How can I do that right now, Lauren? James's first and only child is in jeopardy. That's all he can think about. That's all I can think about.
Well, maybe you should go over to the hospital.
No, I don't think I should do that. I think the best thing for me to do is just to sit here and wait, and then when he gets back, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, but that'll be too late. That'll be after Sheila does her number on him.
I didn't push her or shove her, Lauren. She pulled herself away from me, and that's how she fell. It clearly was not my fault.
Well, I'm sure Sheila doesn't feel that way. I mean, this is her big opportunity. She's going to take advantage.
Well, if she takes advantage, then she takes advantage. And there's really nothing I can do about it. If James wants to believe her lies, then I've lost him already.
You've got to defend yourself.
Against what? Against a pregnant woman who's lying in a hospital bed telling James I'm the one who put her there? Besides, she has a pretty good case, you know. If I hadn't come home and argued with her, then none of this would have happened.
Don't do this to yourself. Don't. I mean, that woman had her eye on your husband from the moment she walked through this door.
Well, then she's got him right where she wants him. She could really destroy my marriage with this one. And I bet right now that's exactly what she's doing.
Didn't you talk to Maggie?
She told me her side of the story. I'd like you to tell me yours.
Well, what did she tell you?
She said you were having a fight and it got out of hand, and that's when you fell.
We did argue. Maggie wanted me to leave the house, and I refused. And when she tried to force me out, I pulled away from her and I lost my balance.
For God's sake, you're 7 months pregnant. What the hell got into her?
It wasn't her fault, James.
What?
Look, I can't be dishonest, not about this. Maggie was desperate as she felt her marriage was slipping away, and she reacted the way any woman would react.
You're letting her off the hook?
I'm sharing responsibility.
But why? I wouldn't know if you told me anything different.
Yet at one time I might have. But I don't want you to look at me as a liar. I don't want anyone to look at me as a liar anymore. And if anything happens to our baby, I'm as much to blame as Maggie.
Nothing is gonna happen to our baby. He's gonna be born, he's gonna be strong, and he's going to survive.
I'm just so scared, you know. I lost another baby so late in pregnancy.
You're not going to lose this baby. I'm not going to leave your side till you get through this. I'm not going to let you think negatively either. You're carrying our child. I don't want to lose that. Please, please. Please tell me you're as committed as I am.
I am, James. I'm committed.
Taylor. Please don't pull away from me. Not again.
I've never pulled away from you, Reg. You wanted Brooke, that's why we got divorced. But I never turned you away.
It was so much more complicated than that, though.
Reg, I didn't come here to get into this.
I know. But I want you to know something. It was the children, Taylor. The kids. At that young age, they needed me more than you. They needed me more than Brooke, more than anyone. And I couldn't break up that family.
You stayed with Brooke because of the children.
Deep down, didn't you know that?
All I knew is that you didn't want our marriage anymore.
No, it had nothing to do with the marriage. Doc, you had to have known that I would have done anything for those children. They counted on me. They depended on me. They looked to me as their father.
You didn't say anything.
I'm saying it now. I divorced you because of two children that were watching their world falling apart. Taylor, I don't know what's gonna happen. This may be the last time I see you before the verdict, and if I get convicted...
Reg, please.
No, just listen to me, listen. If I do get convicted and I get sent to prison, I want to make sure that you understand why I let you go. Why I had to. Because I knew that you would survive without me. But I also knew that Bridget and Rick wouldn't. Please, Doc. Please tell me you understand that. Taylor, I love you. I love you so much. And I always will.